Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown, your main event, Superstars, spoilers for this week, and also your Saturday Morning Slam results. But first, as always, some wrestling news and birthdays. Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks, aka Generation Me from TNA, turned 28 years old. He was born March 13th, 1985. Andrew Tess Martin was found dead on this day in 2009. At the age of 34, his death was ruled an overdose on the prescription drug oxycodone. Hall of Famer Arnold Skaaland died on this date in 2007 at the age of 82. In addition to wrestling, he served as a manager for Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund, who are getting inducted to the Hall of Fame this year. And Arnold was inducted into Hall of Fame by Shane McMahon in 1994. WB NXT will be in Immokalee, Florida, at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino on Friday with a meet and greet appearance by Damian Sandow. You're welcome. Alberto Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez as originally advertised. Press release last week announced that Sandow would be replacing them due to a scheduling conflict. As always, we're looking for correspondence for NXT's events, and I have not found them, so I haven't been posting them. When I find them, I'll post them. Charity Appeal Wrestling will be holding a fundraising event in the aid of Teenage Cancer Trust on Friday in Luton, England, at Stopsley Working Men's Club. For more details, visit cawswrestling.com. That's CAWS wrestling.com. TNA officials had the option of renewing the final year of Bobby Roode's contract before it recently expired. They failed to do so, making Roode a free agent and creating issues with his work visa. As .net originally reported, Roode had to inform the TNA office of the contract issue. TNA was able to re-sign Roode to a new deal in time for the TNA Lockdown pay-per-view. Good news for Roode is that the talent relations, the belief is that the talent relations department led by Bruce Pritchard dropped the ball and then cost the company a big chunk of change. Roode had all the leverage once he became a free agent, and now he is a free agent. And a source within the knowledge of the situation said that he was able to get a significant amount of pay raise as part of his new deal, which has not been disclosed yet, and which would not have been an issue had TNA simply just exercised their option to renew the final year of his contract deal. Multiple sources have now stated that this is not the first time something like this has ever happened in TNA, though Roode is believed to be the most highest profile performer whose contract was mistakenly allowed to expire. Back to WWE, officials specifically scripted John Cena not to appear on Monday's Raw from Indianapolis because WWE champion The Rock couldn't be there to counteract what Rock would have been saying. They did not want to bring attention to the fact that the WWE champion was not on the road to WrestleMania tour, and thus he's been on the South Korea doing the G.I. Joe thing. They went against the idea of having Cena come out and cut an in-ring promo because The Rock would have looked weak, not being there to respond to it. Same thing with Cena. And since he was in South Korea at the G.I. Joe 2 movie premiere, the decision was to air the video package from their match. And the original plans for TNA Lockdown's pay-per-view, again, this was probably a botch during the pay-per-view. Original plans was for the cage roof to be filled with the weapons during the Lethal Lockdown match. According to sources, something malfunctioned with the mechanism that lowers the roof, and they did away with the plan totally. This is the reason Sting brought out 2 trash cans filled with weapons. That's like a hardcore regular match. But they shouldn't even have called it a lockdown. Change the whole plan of a lockdown. Speaking of TNA Lockdown pay-per-view, the feeling backstage was that the show wasn't a total hit, but the last 4 matches and the Bully Ray heel turn that saved the show. There was talk about having Ray and Devon hit a 3D on Jeff Hardy to end the match, but officials changed course and put all the focus on Bully Ray's heel turn and not a reunion of Team 3D. WWE's.com superstar spotlight for today is Roman Reigns from The Shield. Chris Jericho praised his match with Jack Swagger at last night's WWE tapings in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Jericho tweeted, Chris Jericho praises... had a great I had a great match with in Fort Wayne with @real Jack Swagger for this week's hashtag SmackDown. Hard hitting, fast paced, and stiff work worth checking out. At WWE. Right as Raw went off the air, Undertaker and Kane walked to the back at the same time. This is what happened after Raw finished the taping. And pointed to the Titantron of the picture of Paul Bearer. As soon as they left, John Cena entrance music hit and got a great reaction despite it being so late. Then Ryback came out and followed by the Shield. So, this was a tag team match. John Cena and Ryback defeated the Shield by disqualification, as normal. The Shield were disqualified for bringing a chair into the match. Super Cena and Ryback fended off the Shield and hit their finishers to end the night. They both walked around the ringside and shaking hands with fans. The Shield versus Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Ryback was announced for SmackDown. Tapings for WrestleMania 29 pay-per-view as well. Here's the updated card coming out of the tapings. WWE taped the following matches for this week's main event. Big Show versus Alberto Del Rio. The Usos versus Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre. Justin Gabriel versus Wade Barrett. And WWE taped Tensai and Brodus Clay versus Darren Young and Titus O'Neil tonight in Fort Wayne, Indiana to air on Wednesday. Saturday Morning Slam. Daniel Bryan was on commentary. I'll get the results very shortly later after the next set of results. Big Show defeated Alberto Del Rio by count out. Jack Swagger watched the match from the ramp and hit Del Rio with a chop block outside the ring. And that was was a match for whichever. And the Usos defeated Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre. Wade Barrett defeated Justin Gabriel. Now for Superstars, R-Truth defeated Michael McGillicuddy as little Jimmy was at ringside, supposedly. Zack Ryder defeated JTG. Ryder won with a Rough Rider. That's the ultimate battle of the WWE Jobbers. Then WWE taped Saturday Morning Slam from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, the same arena as SmackDown and the previous results. And here are the full results. Daniel Bryan joined commentary. Primetime players defeated Brodus Clay and Tensai. GM Mick Foley comes out and announces to restart the match because primetime players cheated. And then Brodus Clay and Tensai defeated the primetime players. SmackDown starts from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Results of just brief notes. I haven't found any other notes from any other dirt sheets. And a courtesy of WrestlingInc.com. Sheamus and Randy Orton defeated Rhodes Scholars. The Miz defeated Darren Young. Caitlyn and Layla tag team and defeated Tamina and Oksana. And the Bellas were back in action and they beat up Naomi and Cameron backstage. Dolph Ziggler beat Kane. Booker T announced the Shield versus Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Ryback for WrestleMania 29. Mark Henry and Ryback never got started. The Shield attacked them. Basically attacked Ryback. Match number 5, or is it 6? Jack Swagger defeated Chris Jericho. Okay, a dark match saw Ted DiBiase defeat Bray Wyatt. I got that out of segment. Okay, no, that was the dark match. Okay, Mark Henry and Ryback never got started. The Shield attacked Ryback in the main event with Jack Swagger defeating Chris Jericho. Okay, the The regular dark match was Ted DiBiase defeating Bray Wyatt. And the dark match from last night's taping saw Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Ryback hit their finishers on the Shield to end the show. It was noted that Drew McIntyre possibly suffered an injury during a Raw segment with Mark Henry and Ryback on Monday. Drew responded to those reports by Twitter and said, "Come on, Internet. I'm a real pro wrestler and Celtic. Two giant Lamuxes may put me down hard, but I'll drag my ass up and fight." And that was all he said. So if he's injured, he's injured. If he's not saying if he is. Okay, well that concludes my SmackDown Saturday Morning Slam Superstars and WWE Main Event for this week. Thanks again and peace out. Thanks for viewing.